Aloha and welcome to Java. Thank you for joining me. It's Tuesday and it's June 4th, 2024. There is a good amount to talk about today. Namely, we're going to go into the numbers that we're expecting to come out, how those could affect not just the market, but also broader felt in the economy. So we had a couple of things happen yesterday that they are calling a glitch. We're going to talk more about that as well. So let's go into our main indicator to start with. These pulled back, and that gave stocks a bit of a rally into the close. They did drop earlier in the day yesterday on some of the things that happened in the market. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So, fear greed index in neutral territory. I would like to point out at this point in time, fear and greed run the markets. The stronger one is fear. So when it starts heading more into the fear territory, things move faster, higher volatility, and the numbers can increase significantly in a short period of time. So that's much more cautious there when it starts going into that realm. So with this, we've got the 10-year yield and the relative strength of the dollar both pulled back. That lets stocks rally a bit into the close. We've got the cryptocurrencies did pull back as well, but still strongly above that 68,000 mark. So cryptocurrencies are basically holding their ground. We've got stocks currently in the green. Sentiment is positive for them. They're pricing in more rate cuts, and we'll talk about the central banks in a moment. So this is a soft rally led by weak banks at the moment. We've got gold and oil under pressure. I expect oil to remain under pressure. We've got the Middle East trying to continue supply cuts in order to keep the price bolstered. But if demand continues to drop, the price has further to go down before it finds that set floor. We've got futures red at the moment, so showing a bit of weakness still expected. So probably very likely volatile market today. So with the numbers that we're getting, and this will have a huge effect, is the Jolts job openings at 10 a.m. So we're expecting also factory orders that will talk about the real economy basically and crude oil stock. We're expecting the ADP prior to market open tomorrow. So that could be a mover as well. In the earnings, we're really only watching a couple of ones here. HP today, and then also for tomorrow watching Dollar Tree and Campbell's for basically earmarkers for lower end spending. And then also Thor Industries, they make coaches, they call them caravans. They're called RVs in the United States. So watching those, because there was a huge run up in those when C19 came out, everybody was purchasing those, traveling, and I expect those to be retracing sometime soon. The car market is coming down, and those will probably follow. So with this, let's go into the background of what's going on here. The European Central Bank rate cut expectations starting to unravel. So market beginning to rally. European stock market rallying because they are expecting them to cut. However, right now, German unemployment is higher than expected. So now they're talking about how they may have to hold off on cutting their rates. Swiss inflation is basically coming back. So they're saying the Swiss National Bank could possibly consider a rate cut. So it's going kind of back and forth right now. We've got the Swiss financial regulator. Now, this is an interesting story. They want to be able to, they're saying, name and shame banks, basically call out the banks that are very weak and have that underlying propensity to basically go under or merge. I don't think that will happen because they don't want to let the public know. So we've got Qatar Central Bank launching their first phase of central bank digital currency. This is huge because if they start using this in trading with their central bank digital currencies with some of the other basically Middle Eastern countries, that could also make a faster undermining of the petrodollar. We've got MasterCard launching crypto credential service for simplified cross-border payments. It's cut off there, But basically, this is also with faster settlement of payments. And I want to talk more about that because we are going into the chaos that happened yesterday with the New York Stock Exchange. So, yesterday in the market, dozens of stocks plummeted. They're calling it a technical issue. I believe there were over 40 names and numbers that dropped precipitously. One of them was Berkshire Hathaway. Also had bank stocks that were among those that plunged over 99%. And they were calling this a technical issue. So they attributed it to a problem with price bands leading to trading halts on these exchanges. So they're saying this was caused by new software released by Consolidated Tape Association's security information processor. So this doesn't actually line up with what was going on. But yesterday also is I believe it was the second or the third day with the T+1 settlements. And what they've seen in the background is these settlement failures are increasing in numbers. So if that continues, and more of that will happen today, they're saying they've got it resolved. However, I don't believe they have. We'll find out today. So that was the T+1 settlements issue with their software that caused a lot of these to say that they were dropping, close to 100% when they didn't. So moving over to another part of this in the more deliberate realm, we've got Ross Gerber saying something smelling stinky in the kitty litter after the GameStop, basically surging on Roaring Kitty, revealing that he had a large position in GameStop stocks. So with this, E-Trade is talking about whether they want to boot him off the platform because they expect that others could follow him. This is a huge issue. And why is it such a huge issue? Basically, this is a stock pump and dump, whether it's on purpose or not. Basically, he revealed a $180 million position. Now, this was not necessarily a stock holding position, but in options. Options are not holding positions, they are only meant to trade. They time out, that is how they are designed. So he didn't basically tweet out that he was going to take positions in this, but rather took the positions first and then let it be known. So this, by definition, is a pump and dump. It's basically increasing his personal wealth at the cost of others. So with this, I am expecting Security and Exchange Commission to start looking into this. There is possible action on the horizon. We don't know about this. His name is Gill. However, he is licensed, or at least they're saying he's licensed, as a broker in Massachusetts with life insurance. So if you do this, you have an extra exceptional duty to those that you speak about with stocks, which is a large reason why I don't speak about some of these, and a large reason why we have to be very careful, Greg Manarino as well, whenever speaking about anything and saying that it's not financial advice. So he is registered. Life insurance doesn't matter, financial advice, and pumping and dumping, he's got huge positions in these. So we'll see how that comes out. Okay, so I just want to speak a little bit more about economist Jim Rickards talking about global clearance and settlement system, that this could be larger than the treasuries issues that we're facing. So with this, Russia and China are close to replacing the SWIFT transaction system, basically for settling between countries and doing trade in. Now, what is Jim Rickards talking about? This guy basically is an advisor to currency wars. He knows what he's talking about. And what he's talking about, the current system is called Euroclear. They have offices in Hong Kong, across Europe. And if Russia decides to, upon Europe seizing their assets, he could basically cause a lawsuit. Putin could, Russia could cause a lawsuit and put a block in Euroclear services. If he did, this would halt a lot of trade and settlement across Europe, basically crushing the system and causing a seizure, if only temporary, of all of their settlement, all of their banking. So be prepared for that. Spoken about this, getting your money out of the bank. Not only that, but you're getting your money inflated away. If they do cut with the European Central Bank, you're massively losing on that. Okay, just want to mention a couple of other things here before letting you go into these crazy markets today. We've got the Earth bracing for a glancing blow. Another solar storm supposed to hit today. So, looking at that, there might be another chance for the northern lights if you're in the right areas of this. So, also, I wanted to mention the French and Spanish farmers still blocking roads. Uh, both sides of the border, they're protesting again. European Union policy. This is in Brussels because they're still basically still have some negative tax policy and having to do with the migration as well. So I wanted to talk about this as well. Pennsylvania to distribute free potassium iodide tablets near their nuclear plants. Now, why would they be doing these things? I just want you to look forward to this, prepare for this as well. The reason they distribute potassium iodide is that if there is a nuclear radioactive event, you take these, they load up your thyroid so they cannot absorb the radiation basically, and you have less of the radioactive sickness effects. So, all of this being said, we have high expectation of more volatility in the markets today. It's good for day trading, but you have to watch the management of your positions. So with this, I just want to wish you all a great trading day, wonderful day in general. My apologies if I hurt anybody's feelings over Roaring Kitty. I know he's got a fabulous following. Uh, I just want to urge caution because when that money moves, it comes from somebody. I don't want it to be anybody that is watching this. I want people to do well here. I don't have anything I'm selling, pumping, dumping, anything otherwise. I'm only trying to get you out information because my concern is that the more people know, the better off they can be. So with that, become self-sufficient. And until I see you again, my friends, I hope you do well and stay free.